Right now, your body burns about 2,000 calories a day. That works out to roughly 100 watts of steady power. You are running at the same draw as a light bulb. Most of that energy keeps you repaired and warm. Cells get fixed, heat gets made, damage gets patched. All of it costs energy every second. So think of yourself less as a thing and more as a charged cell, a vessel holding chemical energy kept stable by constant work. The question is, what happens to that charge when the work stops? Open up the recipe for a human, and it gets simple fast. About 99% of your mass is just 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus. 4 of those make up around 96% on their own. Carbon alone is about 18% of you. Nitrogen is around 3%, locked inside your proteins and DNA. Add it up, and you are roughly 7 followed by 27 zeros worth of atoms. None of those atoms are really yours. You borrowed them. And one day, the loan comes due. At death, the repair work stops cold. No more energy spent holding you together. Now, the chemistry runs the other way. Microbes and enzymes start breaking the body down. The carbon and nitrogen you carried get released. They pour into the ground in a sharp, concentrated burst. Scientists have a name for the patch this creates. They call it a cadaver decomposition island. It is a small zone of soil suddenly flooded with nutrients. A body is what they call a high-quality resource. Lots of nitrogen, lots of water, packed tight. The charge you held for a lifetime empties into the dirt in weeks. We can actually measure this surge. In one study using pigs, soil nitrogen sat at about 0.25%. Under the body, it climbed to 0.6% within 6 weeks. Then something interesting happens. By day 100, the soil returns close to normal. The spike does not last. The nutrients do not vanish, though. They get pulled into roots and microbes and the living things nearby. The burst is brief. The handoff is permanent. Now, watch what that buried charge does above ground. Around animal carcasses, plants go wild. Wilted thistles near a carcass grew more than 5 times larger than normal. Bigger plants pull in more insects. Researchers counted 4 times as many plant-eating bugs. More bugs means more spiders and birds to eat them. In some carrion-fed soils, plant growth jumped up to 9 times higher. One death feeds the leaves, the bugs, the birds, all of it. The food web climbs straight out of the ground where a body lay. Scale this up, and it gets staggering. A whale dies and sinks to the sea floor. That single body is a feast in a place with almost no food. One whale fall in the North Pacific fed over 12,000 animals. More than 200 species can gather around a single carcass. Some of them live nowhere else on Earth. In low-oxygen water, a whale skeleton can feed life for 50 years or more. The whale can sustain the deep sea longer than it was alive. Its carbon stays locked in the seabed for centuries. So here is the part worth keeping. The atoms you are using were borrowed from the world. For a lifetime, they held the shape of you. When you stop, that charge does not disappear. It gets handed off to roots, to leaves, to bugs, to birds. Your carbon could end up in the trunk of a tree. Your nitrogen could feed a meadow you never saw. You spend your whole life as one separate thing. Then you become part of everything that grows next. Your last act is to hand your atoms back to the living world.